If you are looking for a niche, you need to define that nice little area where there's not too much competition on this side, but there's also enough of an audience to where you're going to be able to grow your brand. Hey guys, Gibby here. I want to talk a little bit about finding your niche in YouTube. YouTube today, quite honestly, is packed. There are millions of hours being uploaded on YouTube every single hour of the day, meaning that the chances that your channel is going to go viral are very slim to possibly even none now in 2020. But I want to give you the best opportunity possible. It all goes into finding a niche or digging deeper. Let me explain what I mean. If I wanted to have a sports page, for example, and I were just to throw out sports content, I am going to be competing with hundreds of thousands of other YouTubers to try to get my content across. Including those are huge brands such as ESPN, NBC Sports, Fox Sports, CBS Sports, Bleacher Report, all these different other companies that are so much better than I am from a professional standpoint, but then also just in SEO, their views, subscribers. I'm just going to get buried. So from there, I might go, okay, from sports, I'm going to go to football. Now, the problem with football is that you have college football, NFL, Pee-wee, middle school, Canadian football, Australian football, and all these other categories that go into football. Again, I am going to be completely buried by them, and I'm never going to see progress on my page. So I need to dig deeper. So maybe I decide I want to go with college football. Now, this gets rid of the NFL, gets rid of high school, middle school, Canadian, Australian, gets rid of soccer, it gets rid of all these different subgroups, and it focuses on one area. Now, this one area for a brand new YouTuber may also still be too large. So I may want to dig even deeper and do, for example, BYU football. Now, with BYU football, there's less of an audience, but there's also less competition, meaning that if I put my stuff out there, it will at least appear on the first 2 or 3 pages, and I will get some views. Now, the problem that a lot of people run into at this point is that they decide they're going to go even deeper. If I were to be BYU football recruiting, that meaning I am covering all the future players or potential players to play for BYU football, I need to ask myself, is there competition? No. That sounds great at first, but it can actually be dangerous because where's my audience? Who is my audience? Am I going to actually get views? Granted, yeah, I might get a couple of views from people who are diehard fans who are actually really interested in high school athletes potentially playing for BYU, but it's not going to be getting me hundreds of views per video just because there's not that interest. And so if you are looking for a niche, you need to define that nice little area where there's not too much competition on this side, but there's also enough of an audience to where you're going to be able to grow your brand. I'm actually finding that out here on the Daily Dollar. I'm looking at my videos and I'm seeing that some types of videos aren't doing well while others are. Granted, none of them are getting hundreds of views, none of them are leading to tons of subscribers, but some are at least showing a potential niche. For me, those two right now appear to be YouTube advice and OutSchool. I've noticed that those two categories are getting me a lot more views than when I do 5 tips to save up for college, 5 tips to save money with food, all these different things that I was doing before. And I'm able to now sort of focus in on these niches. And I'm actually very interested to see if I follow these 2 niches, where I'm going to be in the future, and if I end up just going in that one single direction. Now, if that happens, I need to be willing to go there because I need to remember the purpose of my channel is to support you. I'm not doing this for me. I'm not doing it to make money, honestly. I'm doing it to help you out. And if this is the content you want to see, I would love it if you would like and subscribe. However, again, my point is to help you out, and I'm never going to charge you a penny for that. Once you find that niche that you think is going to be really good, you need to find other people who are doing that niche and find out what they're doing good and what they're doing bad and what you can do better than what they are doing. For example, if I were to look up OutSchool reviews, I need to look up what are these other reviews doing and what can I do better than they are doing, and then expose that. Think of it as something in sports. If I'm a college football player, I'm a quarterback, and I have a receiver who's a 5-star receiver lined up against a 3-star defensive back, and then I got 2 4-stars lined up against each other, I'm going to be trying to expose that 3-star recruit or that 3-star player on the defense because my player is better than theirs. So figure out what your strength is. If your strength is comedy, then focus in on comedy inside of your niche. If your strength is the ability to communicate and to draw upon people's feelings, then absolutely expose that, because you're going to be better than everybody else. What you can't do is be just as good as everybody else who's already inside your niche, because their subscribers are already committed to them, and it's going to be really hard to grab their subscribers and pull them over to you. And people only watch so many things in each niche. For example, I don't watch 20 different NFL content creators. I only watch 2 or 3, and those are the 2 or 3 I stay with. The final thing I want to go over with the niche is that it needs to be something you're passionate about. If you try to go in a different direction, for example, you find that one of your videos does really well and you decide, I want to go in that direction. In the case for me, let's say it was my video on 10 tips for saving for college. Well, I'm not passionate about saving money for college. I loved saving money for college. It was wonderful for me, but it's not something I want to build my YouTube channel about. And so if I were to try to do that, if I were to find that I had success there and I tried to do that and I wasn't passionate about it, then it's eventually going to die out. I'm going to run out of ideas. I'm not going to be persuasive when I'm speaking. And honestly, there's just not going to be a connection there. I actually have an example of that with chess. I was watching this chess channel where this player, he's really, really good at playing chess, but he's not actually very passionate about making YouTube videos. And he did really good on the first 2 or 3 videos because I could tell he had the energy to do it. He was excited about it, but I found out he didn't have the passion for it, and his views went down significantly. In fact, I unsubscribed because outside of those first 3 or 4 videos, there just wasn't very much to draw me in or to keep me engaged while I was watching. And I'm sure that other viewers saw that, and that's why his channel tanked really quickly. So hopefully this has been helpful to you in finding and establishing your niche. Again, you need to dig to a point to where you're able to compete with the competitors, but also still have a community. And then once you have that community, you can always go in and expand and get a little bit bigger. But let me give you a warning, never abandon your base. If you decide to do a page on calligraphy, for example, and that's where your base is, that's where you're finding success, and then you expand and you go into creative writing and poetry and essay writing, persuasive writing, do all these other things, and you completely abandon calligraphy, you're going to lose those subscribers. That's your base. You can't lose that base, because once you lose them, the YouTube algorithm just completely destroys your channel, and it's going to be essentially game over for you. If you look at all these big YouTubers, they've stayed with their central theme in the vast majority of times. You don't really see 180s where they're doing one theme and then now they're all of a sudden doing something else. Granted, channels evolve, things change a little bit, but it is an evolution. So make sure you stay in your niche and make sure you keep your subscribers happy, and never abandon what you started out with. That was at least what you were having success with at the beginning. And if you do that, you're going to find that you're going to get more subscribers, more support, and you're going to be able to one day perhaps even monetize your videos. So that's my advice for finding a niche. Be specific, make sure there's still an audience, but most of all, have fun. Make sure you're passionate about what you're doing. Again, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. It helps me to be able to continue to roll out content, help you out with your channel, give you advice, and hopefully be able to improve your brand. So again, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you guys again soon.